Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video. Now this is episode 0 of the Unranked to Gold series. Why is it episode 0? Well, this is the video that is going to have all the videos, as you can see right now on the screen, of all 10 games. We did 10 games on a fresh account, and what do I mean fresh? It's an account that literally was just leveled up to level 30, never done ranked before, it doesn't have any MMR from last season, it's just fresh. So it's like a completely raw experience, and many of you, if you've never done ranked, you'll be going through the same thing. So, we did the 10 placement games, and as you can see, they're all on the screen right now. You've got Rengar, Renekton, Zed, Yasuo, Jace 1, Kha'Zix, Riven, Jace 2, Poppy, and Aurelia. There's 2 mid games with the Zed and the Yasuo, and the rest of them are top. So it was a fairly enjoyable experience, I want to say, and all I'll say right now is this video is going to be going over some just common mistakes that I saw throughout the experience. It's going to be on some general tips, and it's also going to get rid of some common misconceptions, mainly due to the placement that I actually got. So all I'll say, if you have not watched the 10 games, I recommend going away, clicking out on the videos you haven't seen, and that will open a new screen and you can go watch them, etc. As obviously I'll be talking about maybe experiences within a game that you haven't watched. I will say some of the games offer more than others. Myself, I actually learned certain things doing this, which it was a fun experience. And at the end of the video, we'll also be going on where the series is going to go from now. As I know many of you are like, oh, it's unranked to gold, and well, spoilers, I did get gold, but where's it going to go? Am I going to stop it, or what are we going to do? So, first thing, just mistakes that I kind of saw, any improvements that you could really easily do. Now, obviously, I can't simply just say, you have to improve mechanically. That goes without saying. Mechanically improving just comes with playing the game. And obviously, I was against people that have not played the game very well, and yes, maybe you could call it a bit unfair that I'm a Diamond Smurf coming in against unranked people. But you could definitely see a mechanic difference, you know, them not landing skill shots, them missing their combos as like Jarvan or something. You know, that did happen quite a bit. So just, yeah, first thing, just work on mechanical things, and best thing to do with that, don't, you know, if you've got a champion that you're a bit uneasy on, don't go into ranked with it. Go into, say, a Dominion or a normal game, or even just spam ARAMs on the champion. Like, if you own all the champions that you play, go into ARAMs. You'll be practicing while having quite a bit of fun. And ARAMs, I actually find, is amazing for learning how to team fight, because it's a constant team fight. It's like constantly you're sieging a tower, or you're constantly defending a tower. It just teaches you that easily. So yeah, the first thing, mechanically, just play the more of the game, improve, etc. Second thing, research. I cannot stress that enough. People throughout these games, obviously, these improvements, they weren't to everybody. Some people played really well. I remember we had a dual bot lane in one game. I can't remember what one it was, but we had a dual bot in one game, and they played very well. So there are examples of people that did do well in these games, but I'm just going over the majority or the average. So research. So many other people went wrong item builds, just not optimal at all. I think one of the examples of this would be, I was playing a Jace game. I think that was Jace number 2, and I was against a Darius, who apparently was another YouTuber or something, and apparently he's platinum, so maybe he should know more. But his build was terrible. He was losing lane really badly, but yet he still rushed Hydra. That's a terrible idea. You know, just research of like scenarios of what you have to do. Even if it means you go on probuilds.net or something, you go on solomid.net, all these little guides that make sure they're from, and I hate saying it because it sounds elitist as hell, make sure they're from a viable source. Make sure they're from a high diamond player or even a professional. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to go on this guide. Oh, this seems pretty legit. It's got a lot of views, and then realize the person's gold. Don't do that. Go from someone that has actually got the rating to back up what they're saying. And yeah, that is sounding a bit elitist, but trust me, they probably do make better guides. Or more trustworthy guides, maybe the best thing to say that. So yeah, get them guides. And even if it means that you have to open a little notepad on, if you've got a second screen, open it on that. If you've even got a phone or something, put it on there. Or yeah, just simply have it, and you can tab out occasionally of an item build, or just simply good items on the champion you're playing, just to have in your mind, like, what the hell do I build now? Oh, refer to the notepad. Oh, iEdge is good, or something, you know, just a little reminder that you're not going to be going, what do I build now in game? Trust me, it will help a lot. So that is the second, just research, etc. Runes Masteries. As I've always said, do not put yourself on a disadvantage before you even go into the game. I'd say the majority of people in these games that I played had terrible runes, had terrible masteries. And that is including myself. And why do I say that? My masteries obviously were fine. I was making the correct masteries for whatever champion I was playing. But having a fresh account with, you know, limited IP from leveling up, etc., I only had 2 rune pages. I had an AD page that had flat AD, had 1 crit mark, had a bit of CDR per level in the blues, and that's it. With, you know, armor yellow, etc. And then I had an AP page, which was MR blues, armor yellows, magic pen reds, and AP quints. Basic, bare bones, and yes, you can do okay with these, but example, the Aurelia game. Aurelia, you want attack speed quints in there. You need the attack speed as Aurelia to actually optimize her kit with her W. I didn't have that. So if you are trying to get as much advantage as you can before you go into the game, make sure you have the correct runes and masteries. Cannot stress that enough. And if someone ever asks me, what do I buy? Runes first or a champion? Runes all the way. Like 100%. Runes is what makes your champion strong in the early game. There's no point having a champion if you're not going to be strong from the runes. So, that's just some general tips. Further tips, I didn't really have any problems, and this is one thing I have to say, I didn't actually have any problems with people being toxic or ragey or flamey. I had an okay experience. If you've watched the 10 games, or if you're going to, whatever, you'll actually see that we didn't have much rage, we didn't have much flame. Admittedly, in most of the games, everybody played quite well. I don't think I had an example of a loss that people just fed and like just constantly fed. There may have been one, and that may have been the Kha'Zix game that I was very fed myself, but I think we had a Master Yi in that game that just did terribly. There, one thing I'm going to say, don't fall into the Master Yi trap. Throughout this, there may have been 2 or 3 Master Yis. All of them were terrible. I didn't have one good Master Yi. I don't know what it is about that champion that attracts like new players to play him, but trust me, he's not very good. You'll see examples of Diamond 1 Master Yis on streams or videos, and you'll be like, whoa, that's a cool champion. But you'll see Master Oink, he's a Diamond 1 Sejuani mid laner, AP Sejuani, and that sounds ridiculous, but I would never recommend you playing AP Sej mid. Just because you see people play it and do well doesn't mean it's always great, and I would not put Master Yi in a great category. He was very good when Feral Flare was very strong because he's very quick at clearing jungle. He'd come out half an hour into the game and kill everybody, but that's not the case anymore. He's too easy to counter, he's very squishy, and at this like lower level, you don't know the limitations of the champions. If you do want to play Master Yi, just make sure you learn the limitations of his kit. I.e. how much damage can he take without building any tanky items, etc. So there's just general tips that I'd say that I saw in game. Now out of the game, champion pools, that's very important. Obviously mine was a bit warped. In the 10 games that we did, we played 9 different champions. All have different things that they do. I'd say the most diverse champion in what I did was Poppy, which I actually had a fun game on. It was quite enjoyable. But yeah, champion pool. A lot of people kind of say, right, I'm going to start ranked. What type of champion pool do I need? Do I need 5 champions in each role, 1 champion in each role? How does it work? Basically, and this is what I'd suggest, have 1 or 2 roles that you'd call your main role. And yeah, 2 roles is preferred. Don't just go, right, I'm only a mid laner. You're limiting yourself so much. Have 2 roles that you main. So if you're going to go mid and top, fine. Have I'd say 3 champions in your main roles, and then have 2 champions in the others. And that sounds like a lot of champions, so in theory, you're having 3, you've got 6 champions in 2 roles, and then you've got another 6. You've got 12 champions that you need to know at a fairly high level. But it's not always going to be 12. Certain champions can be played top and jungle, they can be played top mid and jungle for certain champions. Just mix up your pool a little bit, and trust me, that will help you quite a bit. Focusing on like 50 champions is way harder than just focusing on like 10. So I'd say limit your champion pool. I used to be somebody that was like, I'm going to play this game, and then this game, and that game. Where if on my diamond account, I'm simply going to, like, there'll be days I'm going to spam Shyvana that day. She's a very strong champion. I'm just going to play Shyvana. I'm just going to play Ryze. I'm just going to play Aurelia. Just have days like that, and you'll learn the champion, like the individual champion, a lot quicker, and you'll get more consistent on that champion, and you may find the wins may like roll in. So that's pretty much just it for the advice of what I've seen and what I'd recommend. now we're going to go on to like, because this video isn't going to be too long. This video is just simply going to be my remarks of what's happened. It's pretty, you know, it was a pretty fun series to do, and where it's going to go from now. So the next one is common misconceptions. Common misconceptions is massive in, well, it was pretty big in the comment section of episode 10. Of people going, oh, I went 8-2 and I ended in bronze 1, WTF, and all that type of thing. So I thought I'd kind of just explain it with the knowledge that I have. Obviously, as I've said, I don't have any inside knowledge. I've just done 3 accounts now in ranked, and all of them obviously placed, all of them now. So my 3 accounts this season, my main's Diamond 2, was Diamond 1, no, actually no, it's Diamond 3, was Diamond 1, was then dropped to Diamond 2, and now Diamond 3. My second account is Platinum 1. And now the third account is Gold 5. So I've been there, done that. I've done all of it. So basically, what happens on a fresh, like a lot of people forget, your last season takes into consideration for this season. So say the Platinum 1 account. Let's just go. Oh, actually, we'll go with my main account. We won't make this too confusing. My main account. At the start of the season, Season 4, I went 4 wins, 6 losses in my 10 games. So you'd probably think, whoa, I did better than that guy, I'm going to get placed better than him. I got placed in Platinum 2. And why was that? Because in the previous season, I was Diamond 1. Because of what I did last season, it made my MMR so high that even though I didn't do very good in my placements, I still was placed in Platinum 2. My second account. Even though my second account was a bit confusing because I didn't do ranked in the actual season of Season 3. I started doing ranked on my second or my first Smurf on the preseason. I ended up in, I think, Gold 1. So I ended, Season 4 started and that account was Gold 1, even though I didn't get any rewards because I did it after that. Gold 1 account, reset comes, I went 9-1 in them placements and I got placed in Platinum 3. Then this account, totally fresh, no history of any ranked, past thingies, etc. I went 8-2, ended up in Gold 5. So you can see there's kind of a little bit of consistency there. It all depends on what you've done in the past season. So if, say, you were bronze in last season and you go 8-2, like someone said, that will probably mean that your MMR is still lower than a fresh account. Basically, if you're unaware, a totally fresh account usually, or maybe they've changed it, I don't know, but usually it's about 1250 ELO. Now, what is 1250? 1250 is Silver 5. Or thereabouts. So if you go positive in your placements, you'll go above Silver 5, or you will end up in Silver 5. So obviously me going 8-2, 8 wins, 2 losses, made me go to Gold 5. If you go negative in your placements, then obviously you'll start in Bronze. I've got many people that, you know, ended up in Bronze 5. So that's for a fresh account. So if you were, say, you know, there's all math behind it, and normally the best way to explain it of a new season is that it takes your season rating and takes it to the average MMR, so the 1250, and basically just slap it bang in the middle of what they were. So if you were Bronze 3 and the average is Silver 5, you'll be like placed in like Bronze 1 or Bronze 2 at the start of the season. Then you got to do your placement games, and then it will kind of work it out from there. So that's basically what happens, and yeah, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But I thought I'd just get that out in the open so people kind of know. So we'll have to see when the new season comes in, like, well, it's going to be probably like 5 months away from now, where, you know, all my accounts end up again. Because obviously I'll have to do all placement games again. So that's just the common misconceptions, just getting out of the way. So, just some overall tips, or just a couple more tips that I forgot to mention in the previous thing. Ways of, if you're on a new account, ranked account, etc., ways of helping yourself get rated higher. Obviously, play the champions you know, play the champions you're good at. That goes without saying. But you know, if you've ever watched the video on the channel, how I got diamond, I was quite an advocate for duo queue. Although I don't duo queue anymore, duo queue does have its places, and I would say in placement games, it's actually quite good. But Riot is implementing a new system that I absolutely adore. It's basically getting rid of boosting, and I hate boosting. Well, it's getting rid of boosting that you can't have like a bronze and a diamond duo queue together, or you can't have a platinum and a bronze, whatever. It's getting rid of that, which I can't thank Riot enough. So, the new system, I've got it on this screen right now. Players may only queue for ranked duo games with players ranked within one full tier above or below them. For example, a Silver 3 player may duo with players ranked anywhere from Bronze 5 to Gold 1. So that's how it's going to work. So, and also, if you are going into ranked, you haven't done ranked this season, but you did ranked last season, it goes off your last season's rating of who you can duo queue with in your placements. So say you was bronze last season, you only can duo queue with bronze or silvers. If say you were platinum last season, you only can duo queue in your placement games with diamonds, platinums or golds. That's how it works. Now if you've never done ranked before, you're on a totally fresh account like what this account was, then the system works in that a completely fresh account in their placement games can duo queue with their bronze, silver or gold. So what does duo queue do? Duo queue raises your MMR, and that's all what placement games are about. It's all about getting as high MMR as possibly you can get. So if you do duo queue, and trust me, I don't say boosting, I mean if you actually, like, if I'm talking about mainly if you're a smurf, like obviously what I've just done, the easiest way to make sure that you get gold is to have a friend of yours who may be gold as well, duo queue with that gold person if you think you can, and then win all 10 games or win as many games as you can with that gold person in duo queue, because that will bump up your MMR to gold level pretty much automatically because you're playing with a gold person. That's the easiest way to do it. Obviously it is abusing the system a little bit, but that's how you get up really quickly. But if you are someone that's totally fresh and new to League of Legends, I'd say for your first ever season, I'd say don't duo queue. I'd say, especially in your placements, I'd say just do them by yourself and see where you end up, because the first time that you ever go into ranked, I think it should be by yourself. That's just my opinion though. People will be different, etc. So that has been this video. This was just a overall summary of the Unranked to Gold series, and where is it going now? The question that maybe some people are really wanting to know. So, the series obviously has been fairly serious, that I've done all 10 games, all the 10 games were uploaded and played, etc. So, the series, I'm pleased to announce, will be turning into Gold to Platinum. It's going to be a new playlist, it's going to be a totally new series, but continuing on the Huz Lightyear account. So, this will be closing the book on Unranked to Gold, and then it's opening a new book called Gold to Platinum. And this may be something that we'll do on the channel quite a bit. You know, when we get Platinum, we may go Platinum to Diamond, who knows. But how is it going to work? Obviously, it's going to take a little bit, probably more time to go, you know, from the 10 placement games. It's going to take more than 10 games, most likely, to go to Platinum. And I don't want these series to be, although they're turning into the bulk of my channel, but I'm trying to make it so I can have other things on the channel, more variety, etc. So it's not going to be every single game that I do on this account. There will be games that, I know, I may duo queue with a friend of mine and that won't be recorded, or I could turn it into a pre-recorded commentary or something. But basically, I'm going to work it like every other game is going to be recorded in the style that I have been doing. And that's how it's going to work. So, you know, what I'll probably end up doing as well is, obviously, my account with the MMR that it probably will get may end up bumping or skipping placement games, or promotion games, sorry. If it doesn't, if I actually have to do a promotion series, I'll do all 3 or 5 games, depending what one it is, all of that on the channel. And then I'll do every other game within the league of this account. So that's what's happening. It's going from gold to platinum now. And as said, you know, this could be a thing that I could just turn into on my account being, you know, one of the main things. You know, next season I'll have 3 accounts to do different things with. So I could have like 3 things running at the same time. Like if my main account could be going from low diamond to high diamond, my middle account could be going from platinum to diamond, and this account most likely next season could be going from gold to platinum again. So that's kind of what I'm kind of working with. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. But that has been this video, episode 0. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the series. If you haven't watched all the videos, please do. Subscribe if you haven't, like if you like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.